Hello everyone. Do you find it hard to get everyone on the same page at work? Are you confused about how to begin setting priorities for your staff? And do you need help simplifying decision making? Well, if this has been a headache for you, you've come to the right channel. In today's episode, I'll discuss how to develop a leadership strategy step by step so that you can ease into your leadership role like a pro. So if you're interested, keep watching. If you've been here before, welcome back to my channel, the best place for new and emerging leaders who want help navigating challenging conversations in the workplace. If you're new to me, I'm Jeboria Scott and I'm an online leadership coach. I've worked in leadership positions in both the nonprofit and public service sectors for almost 2 decades now, and I also consult and basically do all things leadership. If you want to connect and get to know more about me, come on over to Instagram and Facebook and say hello. I'd love to see you there. Now let's get into our topic. Having a good and simple leadership strategy is important because people who plan usually achieve good outcomes. Taking the necessary time to plan and develop a good strategy is critical to your long-term success as a leader. Some of the challenges that leaders face at work can be linked to the fact that there isn't a clearly defined personal strategy for how you'll get to know your team and solidify yourself as the leader. This may be combined with the fact that there aren't clearly communicated priorities. The reality is that poor planning is worse than not having one in the first place. So here are a few simple first steps that you can take to develop your personal strategy for taking your place as a leader on the job. Step number 1, show an interest in your team. If you're the new boss, then making a good working relationship with your team will be just as important as cultivating a good professional relationship with your supervisor. Your employees are more likely to quickly follow your leadership if you demonstrate an interest in them as well as the work that they do. It's important to demonstrate that while you also come with some skill sets of your own, you respect their job knowledge and you want to have a productive and collaborative team. Showing an interest in understanding what your employees know and what they do will speed up the process of building trust. This doesn't mean that you need to get super personal and try to be best friends with them. It just means that you'll want to do things that show you're both professional and relatable at the same time. You'll win major brownie points. Click the like button if you understand the importance of a relationship building at work. Step number 2 is goal setting. It's so important to establish professional goals for yourself and for your team right at the start. Well-defined goals give you and your employees something to work with and work on so that you know where you're headed. This creates an equal playing field on what needs to be accomplished. If you want to know how to create solid goals for you and your team, be sure to check out my video about goals using the SMART goal method. I'll leave the card up here for you, and I'll also leave the link in the description box below. Goal setting will help your team to know what they should be working on. You'll be able to develop measurable metrics and track the team's progress on achieving those goals. It'll eliminate all of the guesswork for everyone involved. The last thing you'll want to do is have your employees complaining about you because you haven't set clear directives that they can follow. You'll also want to ask what the established business goals are for the company so that you can work with your team to establish similar goals for your specific business unit or your department. This will ensure that your goals align with the broader goals of your company. Proper goal setting also shows your boss that you're focused on doing a good job from day one. It'll show that you're focused on company objectives and that you understand the importance of making sure that your team succeeds so that the company succeeds as well. Give this video a thumbs up if you think goal setting is important. Step number 3, do a little bit of research. Understanding your company's specific business needs is necessary if you want to be a successful leader. So it'll be important for you to figure things out quickly by doing some research. It doesn't need to be a lot. Here are a few questions you can ask and begin seeking answers to help you out. Who are your customers and who are the new customers or markets that you're trying to reach? What's the best way to serve customer needs? What are similar companies in your industry doing? Are there new technologies or innovations that you can suggest to enhance productivity, sales, or revenue? You'll want to have a few talking points handy so that you can demonstrate to your boss and to your team that you're knowledgeable about your industry. As a cutting-edge leader, it'll be important for you to be able to speak on these things. You might not know all of the technical language or all of the specific ins and outs, but you'll want to have a basic working knowledge of what's going on in your field. This will allow you to take the lead in making informed decisions and communicating with your industry partners. You can also do a competitor analysis if you have an opportunity. This will help you represent your company well and also impress your supervisor. Research doesn't have to be complicated. We research things all the time without realizing it. Step number 4, wait before making changes. One of the best pieces of advice that I received earlier on in my career from one of my supervisors was to wait to make huge changes. I was a newly hired mid-level manager at the time with a competent team. At the time, I'd come into my new role like a bull in a china shop when it came to making decisions. And I was the manager and wreaking havoc in my wake. As you can imagine, my team was not too happy with me. My supervisor was nice about it and gave me some excellent advice that I still use to this day. My supervisor shared that as a new leader with an established team, it's always a good idea to wait a few months and get to know the team's workflow before changing anything. This way, I would have a better idea of how to proceed. It was very good advice. What I didn't understand at the time was that I didn't know enough about the existing workflow to make informed decisions about what changes needed to be made. I was also operating in a silo by making decisions without learning about how it would impact team job performance. I also failed to realize that I wasn't valuing the employees and their extensive knowledge and experience when I made those swift off-the-cuff changes. Now, you may not need to take 6 months like I did to start changes, but whatever time you do take to observe, you can learn from my mistakes. It's simple, really. You can start by looking at how the employees within the company operate. Don't assume you know everything because you're the new boss. Definitely don't come in to change everything just because you can. In taking your time, you'll be able to determine where the gaps are to eventually make improvements. Here's where your industry research and basic knowledge of innovative tips will come in handy. This will help you to gauge what's working and what's not working well. Comment below with the words, "wait to make changes" if you agree. I really hope this was helpful for you guys. These are a few things that I learned when I was a new leader developing my personal leadership philosophy and strategy. The most important thing to remember is to be flexible and have a positive attitude. Even if things are a little rough in the beginning, people will help you and work with you if you're willing to collaborate and not stress out too much when things don't go as planned. The fact is, they hired you because they believe you'll do a great job. So just prove them right. Now, if you're watching this video and you want a few more strategy tips, let me know in the comments below by typing the words strategy tips right below. And I'll make another video with a few more things that you can do to hit a home run when developing your unique leadership playbook. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell and click the like button too if you've enjoyed this video. As always, have a great week, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.